Hi everybody and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I am working on a lawn furniture. I have a web woven vintage lawn chair that is the folding chair aluminum. Let me turn this camera around and show you this beautiful chair. So we had this in our storage shed at our old house and it just had been sitting there. I had it on our yard sale, and on the last day of the yard sale, this fellow sat in it. And this webbing is pretty weak. So I noticed after he left, he was a very tall, big man, that the chair did not hold up to him. Well, it's not gonna hold up to anybody else either. So I'm taking it apart. I went to the store and I picked up this webbing. Now I had some already on hand that was dark green. A lot of this stuff, so many different colors, and it's hard to get a color match. But this white with green, that's pretty close. So I have removed these little clips that are on the ends of my originals. Now they also sell like a self-tapper screw that you can use also and still use the original holes, but this is real easy to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you how to do this. Now there's one section here that felt a little bit shreddy, yeah, right there, but I think it's gonna be okay. The most part, I think these bottom sections need the most support, and fortunately it's the two center ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap these out. Maybe I'll do the bottom ones also and just kind of see what happens. You know, I had it for $10 on my yard sale, and I'm kind of glad that it didn't sell because it's real portable, lightweight, and easy to use. And I looked them up and they're selling for like $80 and $100 in my area. So I've got this cut longer than the original because I don't know exactly how I want to do it. Weaving wise, I want to make sure that I have enough. So I want to, my first one I cut too short. This is 39 feet long, so they give you a lot, and it was $7. It's made by Frost King. See that? So they are the same company that do like foam window and thresholds. It's kind of odd that they do something like this. So I'm just making a small notch here in the center. The tricky part is getting this the way that you want it to go. All right, so I'm just going to slip that through my hole. Just like that. And I can go ahead and weave that right into the chair and do the other end when I get there. All you have to do is push this right in here and push it back, and that's going to hide your cut end. And then you can just start weaving. So I'm just continuing to go down through the frame, over, under, over, under, over, under, and around. So now all I have to do is make my crease. And this is going to be the tight, tricky part for my other end, because you want it to be nice and snug. Go. So this is the end that I started on, and I just went over the edge after folding that and having that mounting piece in there. It's kind of like a cotter pin, but it's got a hook on the end, which you could probably do. The repair kits, what they're doing now is they're just running like a metal screw right through here, and it's a lot less complicated. This wasn't so hard. This probably took me a minute, and then I just had to kind of play with it a little bit and figure it out on this end. So I'm exactly matching the original. So now I'm going to go ahead, cut my strip for this one, and do exactly the same. So because this was split because the piece I cut, it's easier to cut it and trim it before you finish your end. Rather waste a couple inches. So, you gotta have it on it. Gotta have that couple of inches until you're ready to finish. All right, and this cut's really easy. It's just plastic, which is fantastic for repairs. Do the same thing, just making a crease. Make a little cut on that end. Slip my piece in. And don't worry if you don't get it right, because you can just reach in there real easy and flip it around the opposite way, whichever you need. And I think that's backwards for me. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you this way. So to start the chair, this way is a little bit different because I'm going to go just like that. Your over, your under are different. So now I'm going under, over, under, over. And having these strips replaced is going to really help with those other cross pieces, because there's a lot to be said for this vintage color pattern. It's what people want. Now I'm just going to fold that and crease it and tuck that back over the aluminum. See if I'm about right. It's a little too long. So I'm going to just make it a little bit shorter with a second crease. These words are hard to come by sometimes. That time I got it a little bit short. I do want to be able to stretch it some, but you don't want it so tight that someone's gonna snap anything. I don't know what these chairs are rated for exactly, weight-wise, but I would say Americans are a lot heavier than we used to be, and that's probably why these have fallen out of favor. But I've seen so many skiffy lawn chairs by the garbage in the last few years. I believe I have a blue one that is solid blue. Okay, I want this to go that way. Made that little slit. Stick that in there. I folded end down. The tricky part is getting your end in. So on my chair, just got these holes. Just want to guide that in there, and that's why it's good to have it a little short so that it's going to grab tight. See? Now I think that one could be a little bit tighter. We'll see. That looks great. So it feels nice and strong. It's a good repair. I can take this $10 sticker off and relist it for a vintage price now that that's done. So I'll just take some lemon oil and get rid of the sticky residue, and we'll sell this bugger. That total repair with all my extra materials was $7. It didn't take 10 minutes even with filming. And I have increased my profit from a found item from 0 to 10 to 0 to 80 to 100. So I'd say that was worth the time. There's money to be found in all these dirty old garages and sheds. Go out, clean out your shed, find your vintage furniture, get it repaired instead of giving your money to somebody else. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.